In this program, we are going to discuss about CCNA. So CCNA stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. So in this CCNA, there are two words. First one, Cisco Certified. So at Cisco, nothing but here, Cisco is American multinational company which manufactures and sells different types of product like networking hardware product, telecommunication product, and these products we are using in our office, organization, company to set up a network here. So that's why we have this Cisco device here. There we have the Cisco routers, then Cisco switches, then wireless LAN product here like AP, access point for wireless network, WLC, wireless LAN controller, then telephony product here like VoIP, voice over IP, network security device, firewall, load balancer, WebEx. So these are the product of Cisco. So similarly, like Cisco, there are different vendors here because Cisco is also vendor. So we have this Juniper Network, Huawei, Dell Technology, Multicom, then D-Link, Aruba, Maipu. So there are different vendors here. So same like Cisco device, you will get a Juniper router, Juniper switches, Huawei devices here, Dell Technology. These are also vendors here. But widely we are using here Cisco devices here in our office organization. So that's why in this CCNA we will discuss about Cisco device here. So we have this Cisco device, first one, switch. Then we have this router. So by using this router, you can connect different network together. You can access internet also. Then by using the switch device, we can connect here different devices together in a particular network here. Then for a wireless network, we have this AP access point for wirelessly. We can access here internet here for wireless network here. Then network security device, firewall to prevent unauthorized access in the network. Then for wireless network, we have this one more device, WLC, wireless LAN controller. So that's why all these are the Cisco device here. So that's why in this CCNA we will discuss about all these Cisco device here. Then Cisco was founded in San Francisco, California, US on 10 December 1984. Then the second word is Network Associate. Cisco Certified Network Associate. So this CCNA actually this is associate level training. And associate level training means basic level training for the networking, foundation level training. So that's why these network associates are responsible for maintaining the network, upgrading the network, configuring the network. These are the responsibility of network associate here. So that's why this is associate level training. So in this CCNA syllabus, because we have this exam code here, CCNA exam version 1.1 200301, which is 128-minute exam here. So you have to secure here 82% out of this 1000 mark here. Then you will get your Cisco certificate. So that's why in this CCNA exam 200301, there are different topics here. Okay. And to cover all these topics here, we have this day-wise schedule here. So that's why we have the syllabus for this CCNA exam. So if you are planning for certification here, so you have to write this exam here. You have to secure 82%. So we will discuss about the certification process also, how to get this Cisco certificate here. So that's why in this exam here, 200301.
Sir, what is 200 and 301?
Exam code here, CCNA. Okay. 200301. This is actually exam code here, version 1.1. For CCNA, you will get here 200301. For CCNP, CCI, there is different code here. Okay. This is actually exam code here. So if you are planning for certification here, Cisco certification means global certificate. In that case, you have to write this exam here. Okay. So you can write this exam online or offline also. So we will discuss about the certification process also, how to get this Cisco certificate here. Okay. So that's why for this exam here, we have this syllabus here. So you will get these topics here, network fundamental, then network access, IP connectivity means routing part, then IP services, you will get different services here, then security topic, so that's why security fundamental, Then automation and programmability. So these are the topic in this CCNA exam here, 200301. Okay. So first we have this 20% in the syllabus for this network fundamental. So in this network fundamental here, we will discuss about routers, switches, access point, okay, this one. Then network diagram here, 2 tier, 3 tier, WAN technology, wide area network. Then cables here, because to connect the device here, we require here cable. So that's why optical fiber cable, copper media, okay, twisted pair cable, different category, straight through cable, crossover cable, coaxial cable, okay, Ethernet cable. So we will discuss about this cable part also. Then this protocol here, TCP, UDP, okay, transmission control protocol, user datagram protocol. Then IP addressing. This is nothing but our most important topic here, because in each configuration, so in this CCNA course here, we have the practicals here. Practical means configuration lab here. Okay. So for this practical lab here, we will use this Cisco packet tracer. So this is nothing but a Cisco packet tracer here. So in this Cisco packet tracer, you will get all the devices here. So when you click on this network device, so you will get all the devices here. So different series here, we have this router. So this is a symbol of router actually. We have this network device router. Then when you click on this switches here, you will get here switch here, different series here. So this is network device switch. Then we have this network device hub. Okay. Then wireless network device here, WLC, access point. So we can set up here wireless network also. Then network security device firewall. Okay. So these devices are required here, and these are the Cisco device actually. So that's why these devices are called their network device. But with this network device, if you want to set up a network, so you require end user devices also. So this is actually not a Cisco device here, because vendor is different. So that's why these are the hosts here, like PC, laptop, server, printer, IP phone. So these devices are called as a host, or we can say end user devices here. So that's why both types of devices are required if you want to set up a network here. So these are the Cisco devices here. So that's why these are called as their network device or networking devices here. Network devices, and these devices are called as their host here. Host, or we can say end user devices here. Because without this device, you cannot check reachability here. So that's why to access the internet, to check the reachability also, this host required here. These are called as their end user devices. So that's why both types of devices are required here, network devices as well as end user device here. So these are the two types of device. So in configuration, because we have the practical labs here in this Cisco packet tracer. Okay. So in next session, I will create WhatsApp group for this batch. So you can join the WhatsApp group. And in that group here, you will get study material, CCNA, and link for this packet tracer. Directly you can download here this packet tracer.
Sir, can I get a recording video also from today's class?
Yes, sir. Daily you will get recorded video on your mail ID. Okay. And you have to download it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Because access will be for 1 month here, okay, after course. So that's why you have to save this recorded video. Okay. Then here, these are the network devices here, router, switch, access point. So that's why these are the Cisco device here. Okay. Same like Cisco device, we know we have these different vendors, but in this CCNA we are talking about Cisco devices here. So that's why these are the network device here. Then these are the host here, end user devices here. To check the reachability here, this device is also required here. And by using this network devices as well as end user devices, we can set up a network here in our office, organization, company. So that's why these types of devices are required. So all this topic about these devices actually. Then in configuration, we have to use your IP address, which is called as your internet protocol address. So that's why in IP address, we will discuss here two types of version here. Means version 4 and version 6. Internet protocol version 4, version 6. Means IPv4 and IPv6. Because IP addressing is the most important topic for this networking. Because in each configuration, we have to use IP address. Then subnetting also, logical division. Then in this IP address, we will discuss here what is representation, binary to decimal conversion, how to represent IPv4, IPv6, different types of classes here like class A IP, class B, C, range calculation, private IP, public IP, all this. Then IPv6 also different address type, unicast, multicast, broadcast, anycast. Then wireless network here and switching topic also. Then after this one, 20% for network access. And this network access, this is actually this topic related with the device switch here, network switch. So that's why in this switching part here, we will discuss about VLAN configuration, virtual local area network, what is VLAN, okay, advantages of creating VLAN on the switch network, okay, types of VLAN, default VLAN, okay, then trunk configuration, native VLAN, encapsulation protocol. Okay. Means we have to configure this configuration on the device switch here. And for each topic, we have the practicals here, means configuration actually. Then layer 2, layer 3 protocols here, L2, L3, Ether channel, LACP, PAGP. Okay. Then STP protocol, spanning tree protocol. Then after the switching topic here, wireless also. Then 25% for IP connectivity. So this IP connectivity means this topic related with the device router. So all this configuration we have to configure on router here. So that's when this router you will get routing protocol code, prefix length, okay, network mask, subnet mask, AD value, administrative distance, next hop, metric value, gateway of last resort. All this terminology in routing part here. Then static route, default route, floating, okay, static here. All this terminology and configuration here. Then this OSPF protocol also, OSPF protocol, RIP protocol, BGP protocol, EIGRP, different types of protocol here. Then 10% for IP services here. So in this IP services here, we have the different services here. Okay. So these services we are using in our network here particular, like NAT configuration, which is the most important. So if you want to access internet in any network, NAT is required, and we have to configure this NAT configuration on the device router. So this is service actually. Then NTP network time protocol here, DHCP, which is also most important service, dynamic host configuration protocol. Then DNS service, domain name system. Okay. Then SNMP, different services here, DSCP, SSH, Telnet, FTP, TFTP, syslog service. Okay. There are different services. Then after this one, 15% for this security fundamental. Okay. Like in this security topic, we will discuss how to create a username, password on the device here, router, switch. Then VPN, virtual private network here, VPN configuration, site-to-site VPN, remote access VPN, GRE tunnel. Then ACL configuration on the router, standard ACL, extended ACL. Then AAA server, like authentication, authorization, accounting concept here. Then for wireless network, we have this protocols here, wireless security protocol. Okay. So that's what this comes under security fundamental layer. And the last one, 10% for automation and programmability, network automation. So we have the syllabus for this exam, CCNA version 1.1 200301. So that's why to cover all these topics here, we have this day-wise schedule here. So that's why we have this topic in this course here, CCNA 200301. So CCNA actually this is associate level training. Same like CCNA here, you will get different certifications in the networking here. But the first one is CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. And we know this is actually basic level training for the networking. Or we can say foundation level training for the networking, CCNA. Okay. Then we will discuss about this exam process also, like how to appear this exam here, okay, how to write the CCNA exam, how to get the certification also, like this. Then after CCNA, you can plan for professional level training, CCNP course here, which is nothing but Cisco Certified Network Professional. Then after CCNP, you can plan for CCI, which is advanced level training, Cisco Certified Internet Networking Expert. Then after CCI, again you can plan for CCAR, Cisco Certified Architect. But here we are talking about CCNA, associate level training here, basic level for the networking here. So that's why in this CCNA here we have this, we know we have these different topics here. So we will cover all this topic in 4 parts here. Like first here, routing part here. So this topic routing here, these are related with the device Cisco router, network device. So in this router part here, we will discuss what is router. This is the symbol of router actually, network device. How to access the internet by using this router. Then how router works, routing table, functions of router, different series here. You will get different series, model number, types of router, fixed router, modular router, and this configuration. Initial configuration. Because for this practical, we have this configuration command here. So in Cisco Packet Tracer, we will discuss how to do the configuration, because without configuration, these devices will not work here. So configuration is required. Otherwise, this router cannot work here. So this is called as an initial configuration. And in this configuration, we have to use IP address. So that's why first here we have to understand IPv4, IPv6. Because in each configuration means we have to use your IP address on particular interface. By using configuration command, we can assign. Then router can work. Then in this routing part here, we will discuss about WAN connectivity and configuration. Wide area network means router to router connectivity. How to connect different network together, which is
So
WAN
one
network.
doubt, sir. We said that configuration is also IP address.
See, first, suppose we have this one router here. You can see. Configuration means actually we have to use, means we have to assign the IP address. So suppose we have this one router here. This is the symbol of router. So if you check here, so by default, there is no configuration on the router. You will get this router here. You can see this AC power supply, switch button. Then this some ports on the router here to connect the cable. For configuration, we have this console and auxiliary port. So that time these ports are used for the configuration. Because when you connect your device, you can see. Suppose if I connected this router to switch to set up a network here. Actually, straight through cable is used here. So we have to connect this cable also. So you can see this red color. It means right now there is no configuration on the router, because router is not a plug and play device. Without configuration, router cannot work here. So that's why this configuration means on this interface, we have to assign the IP address. This is called as an initial configuration. Then you will find here green color. If IP addresses are assigned, this initial configuration is done. You will get this port, means LED will be turned on and you will get here green color. It means there is configuration. So that's why configuration means we have to assign here IP address, because actually this switch is a plug and play device. Plug and play device. So router is not a plug and play device. Plug and play device means even without configuration also this device can work. There is no need for configuration for the switch. But we have to configure the switch, because nowadays we have to access the switch here. Then we have to create VLAN, trunk. So that's why configuration is required. Otherwise, without configuration also switch can work, because plug and play device. No need for this IP address also. But without configuration, without IP address, router will not work. IP address is compulsory, because router is not a plug and play device. So plug and play means just you can turn off the device, then you can turn on. It will work. So router will not work without IP address. So that's why in configuration we have to assign IP address for the router interface. Means router port here actually when you connect the cable here. Okay. So that's why whatever we have this port here, you can see these are the
Sir,
router
it
ports.
means it means I have to use a router. Means I have to use a router. We cannot use without the IP address a router.
No, you cannot use, because suppose if you connect a router, so this port is down actually. On this router here, you will get this LED. If there is no configuration, this LED will be red color here like this. If, because right now there is no IP address here, so this port is down actually. But when you assign the IP address here on this port here, when you connect your device here, like suppose switch, okay? Switch device is connected. So then if you configure this router and if you assign the IP, then you will get this LED will be turned on, green color. Port will be on. So it means IP address is required here. Otherwise, without configuration, without IP address, router cannot work, because this is not a plug and play device. Okay? So that's why in practical we will discuss what is router, how it works, configuration also. Okay? How to configure the router by the configuration command. Because if you want to configure the router, so you have to use some commands here, you can see. So in practical we will discuss how to use these different types of command here and how to assign this IP address on this router interface. Class A, class B, class C IP address, different IP address here, okay? And different types of configuration command also. So that's what daily we have the practical lab after IP addressing topic here. Initial configuration, WAN configuration, then routing protocol, okay? Configuration here, static routing, dynamic routing. So these are also configuration here, because we have to configure this configuration on the router for communication purpose. So in routing part here, because routing is the core topic here, most important topic. Okay? So that's why in this routing part here, we have these three types of routing. The first one is static routing. So static routing means when you select your path to send the data for the router. Because in static routing, when you connect router to router, actually WAN connectivity. So router will not select any path here, automatic in static routing. Manually, we have to select the path, then router will send your data from one router to another router. Like we have the Chennai branch, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, like this. So different branches we can connect. Okay? That time, static routing means manual configuration. Or we can also configure dynamic routing on the router. So in dynamic routing, you will get a different types of dynamic routing protocol. Okay? So that's why we have the configuration for this protocol like RIP, routing information protocol, OSPF, open shortest path first, EIGRP, enhanced interior gateway routing protocol, then BGP protocol, border gateway protocol, ISIS protocol, IGRP, different dynamic routing protocol we have to configure on router for communication purpose. Then third type of routing you will get here actually default routing. So default routing basically this is used to access the internet here. Over the internet, if the destination is unknown, in that case you have to configure default routing here. So all these three types of routing we will discuss in details here with configuration and practical labs. So that's why routing, this is the first core topic here in this CCNA. Then the second core topic is switching, and this switching topic related with the device Cisco switch. Like what is switch, how switch works, manageable switch, L2 switch, L3 switch, which layer 2, layer 3, access layer, multi-layer switch, distribution layer switch, core layer switches, okay? Manageable, unmanageable, MAC address table, function of the switch, and then VLAN configuration, which is the most important configuration. So we have to configure this routing part on the device router. Then in this switching, we have to configure all this configuration on the device switch. VLAN configuration, which is the most important topic, okay? Virtual local area network. Then trunk configuration, IVR, inter VLAN routing, spanning tree protocol, DTP, dynamic trunking protocol. Then we have the CDP, Cisco discovery protocol, LLDP, link layer discovery protocol, VTP, VLAN trunking protocol. So these are the then in this one, these are the protocol actually. So we know this RIP, OSPF, EIGRP, these are the routing protocol. Same in the switching part here, you will get this switching protocol. STP, DTP, LLDP, VTP, like this. So that's why we have to configure this protocol on the device switch. And same for this topic also, we have the configuration here. Okay? Means practical lab. So that's why routing and switching, these are the core topic. But after this one, we have the security topic also, Cisco security. So that's why this security topic, but this routing and switching, these are actually core topic here, most important topic. But we have the security also, Cisco security. So that's why in this Cisco security topic here, we have this different topic like ACL, access control list, how to configure ACL on the router, types of ACL with configuration, standard ACL, extended ACL, numbered ACL, named ACL for security purpose. Then VPN, virtual private network. Then to access the internet, NAT is also most important, network address translation. Then we have this AAA service, authentication, authorization, accounting service here. Then LDA, local database authentication. So we can create here username and password on the device, router, switches for better security. So that's why local database authentication. Then SSH service, telnet service, password recovery, port security, different topics here, okay, in Cisco security. Then the fourth one is wireless network here. So we know we have these wireless devices here, like access point, WLC, wireless LAN controller. So by using this device, we can set up a wireless network here, because either this network, it can be wired or it can be wireless. So for wireless network, we have this device here, AP, access point, then WLC, wireless LAN controller. Then we have to use PoE switch here, power over Ethernet switch. So by using these devices, we can set up a wireless network. Then in last, network automation. Okay. So that's what this is called as CCNA, routing, switching, and Cisco security here. So these are the topics here, routing, switching, security, wireless network, and automation here. So that's why to cover all this topic here, we have this day-wise schedule. Okay. So first we have this introduction to Cisco certifications here. So as we discuss here, there are different certification. Basically 5 types of certification. But the first one is very basic level here, which is CCNT. So Cisco certifications are globally respected IT certification programs for wide area networking. That is internetworking. So internetworking means when you connect your multiple network together, then communication possible. So this communication is called as your internetworking. So Cisco has 5 levels of certification here. CCENT, this is actually basic level, very basic level. Cisco Certified Entry Networking Technician. Then after CCNT, CCNA, Associate Level Training. Then NP, I, and AR. So these are the certifications. But here we are talking about CCNA, which is Cisco Certified Network Associate. Basic level training, nothing but here associate level training for the networking here. So that's why in this day-wise schedule here, we have this first topic here, basic of networking. And in this basic of networking here, we will discuss about different terminology like what is network, networking, internetworking, then types of network like local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network, campus area network. These are the types of network. Then wired network, wireless network, how to set up a network here. All this topic means media part also, cables here. Then IP addressing here, internet protocol address, IPv4, IPv6, because most important topic here, because in each configuration we have to assign IP address to all devices here, router, PC, laptop, whatever we have these devices in particular network, we have to use IP address, either IPv4 or IPv6. So both version we will discuss in details here. Then OSI model, 7 layer of OSI model, like application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. So these are the 7 layer of OSI model. Then TCP IP model also. Then after this one, basic of router and router connectivity, function of router, types, different series, external component, internal component of router. So in external component, you will get a different components of the router. So component means actually LAN port, because you can see on this router here, you will get different component. So these are the external component, power cord here, then the switch button, we can turn off, turn on this router. So these are the external component. Then console port, auxiliary port for configuration, we have this port. Then to connect the LAN device means switch, we can use this port here, and these are the slot. In this slot, we can add a different modules here. Number of device we can connect. So that's why these are the external component here. LAN port, WAN port, console port. Similarly, router having internal component. So in this internal component means RAM memory, ROM, NVRAM, flash memory, bootstrap program, boot sequence, like this. Then initial configuration for router for IPv4 and IPv6. Assignment of IP address here. So we will discuss about console connectivity, console cable, because for configuration we require a console cable. Then emulation software, configuration command, if you want to configure this router here initially. Then WAN connectivity, which is wide area network, means router to router connectivity. So when you connect a different branches router together, this is called as WAN. So on each router, we after initial configuration, we have to configure WAN configuration here. Then subnetting topic here, FLSM, VLSM, fixed length subnet mask, then VLSM, variable length subnet mask. Subnetting is also most important here. Then routing part here, static routing, dynamic routing. And in dynamic routing here, RIP protocol, OSPF single area, OSPF multiple area, EIGRP, BGP. These are the dynamic routing protocol. Then after this routing part here, switching topic here, introduction to switch, initial configuration. See, without configuration also switch can work, because switch is plug and play device. But still we have to configure the switch here, because nowadays we have to access the switch in different branches. So configuration is required. Then VLAN trunk configuration, okay, DTP, VDP, all this configuration here. Then security topic here, ACL, access control list, NAT configuration, VPN, password recovery, all this topic. Then different types of services here, syslog service, NTP, SNMP, DSCP. So all this topic we will discuss here in day by schedule. After this one, wireless network. Okay. So that's why we have this device schedule here. So after this one, the first topic is basic of networking. This is the first topic here. So in this basic of networking, you will get your first terminology, network. Because actually we are talking about networking, but first word you will get here, first terminology, network. So what is mean by network here? Any idea? Yes. What is mean by network?
It is a connection between different devices.
Correct. So connection, or we can say interconnection of two or more devices together is called as their network. So suppose if you want to set up a network in our, suppose in office, organization, company, so we know we have these devices here. So we require both types of device as we discussed. This networking device, these are the Cisco devices here, but these are not Cisco device. Vendor will be different. So that's why host here, end user devices. So we require here network devices as well as end user devices to set up a network. So actually this is not a network. Like if you take here this device here, like we have this router, then switch, then we have this PC, laptop, server. These are the host here. These devices are called as a host here. Then printer, like this. So actually this is not a network. These are only devices here. So network means when you connect two or more devices together. Means interconnection of these devices together. This is called as a network here. Okay. So that's why network means interconnection of two or more devices. So we require a cable also, because if you want to connect a device. So actually we have this device switch here. So switch is network device here, which is used to connect different devices together here, because switch is having different port here. You can see these are the switch port here. Number of port you will get on the switch device: 24 port, 48, 96, 16 port, like this. So depending on our requirement, we can select a switch here. So these are called as a switch port actually. And we have to connect our cable. Like suppose we have this PC, okay, or suppose this access point. So we can connect to this port here. Any port we can select. Then if you want to connect your router also, we have this router. So we can connect this cable here to this router. Then if you want to connect your PC, so you can also connect. You can select any port here. So that's why switch is a network device which is used to interconnect two or more devices together. These are also router ports here. So that's why we have to use a cable to connect the devices together here. So we have this switch device, and these are the switch port here. And this green color means LED will be turned on here. So we have this router, PC, laptop, number of device we can connect. So this is actually wired network, because we are using here cable here. This is nothing but cable. So that's why if you want to connect the device here, like if the devices are same type here, suppose PC to PC, so crossover cable is used. We have to use crossover cable. Then again, same type of device means like switch to switch, crossover cable, because same type of devices here. So that's where we have to use crossover cable. So in media part also we will discuss in detail, okay? Color coding, how to make this cable also. Okay. But for different types of device, like suppose we have this PC to switch. These are the different types of device. So straight through cable. Basically, these are the twisted pair cable, different category, Cat 5, Cat 6, all this category speed we will discuss here. Then again, different type means if you want to connect here, router to switch here, these are also different types of devices here. So that's why for different types of device, it's straight through cable here. We have to use this cable, okay? Or we can also use optical fiber cable also if you want to use. So first, suppose we have this device. So that's why this router and switch, different types of device. So straight through cable. This is nothing but straight through cable. Then again, PC switch, straight through cable. Laptop switch, straight through cable. Switch, sorry, server and switch, straight through cable. Because these are the different types of device. If you want to connect one switch again, switch to switch, then crossover cable. So number of device we can connect as per our requirement. So this is actually wired network. But if you want to use, means if you want to set up wireless network. So we know we have this device here, AP access point. So that's why you can connect your access point to the switch. And wirelessly, you can also connect your device. because we have this wireless network device AP, access point. This device here, access point. So by using this access point here, wirelessly we can connect here devices here. But first we have to connect this access point to the switch here. So this network will become your wireless network. Again, we have to use your cable. This is also different types of devices here, access point and switch. Then we have this end user device here, like PC, laptop. So number of device we can connect here wirelessly. And wirelessly communication possible, and we can access here internet also. So these are the two types of network. Wire, if you use your cable, because you can see this network is wired network because we are using cable. Okay? So this is the first type of network, wired network. Means actually guided media. Guided means wired here, means cable. So this is wired network. Then second type of network you will get here, wireless network here, because you can see without cable here, through radio frequency, because this is radio frequency, RF waves, or we can say infrared here. Okay? Because without cable here, wireless. So that's for wireless network here. So can you tell me which type of network is faster here, wired or wireless? Faster means higher bandwidth actually.
Sir, wired.
Wired. Okay. So here we have these two types of network, wired and wireless. So here wired network is faster here, because in wired network you will get more speed. Okay. So in next session we will discuss all these ports here. You will get here 10 Mbps for Ethernet. Then you will get here 100 Mbps also. More than wireless network, 100 Mbps. Then you will get here 1000 Mbps. 1000 means actually 1 Gbps here. This is Mbps, megabits per second. Different speed here, and actually this speed depends on NIC card here. Then you will get here 10 Gbps also for a high speed here. Then you will get here 40 Gbps also. So that's why you will get the term Ethernet, fast Ethernet, gigabit, 10 gigabit, 40 gigabit like this. Okay? So we will discuss all this speed also. So actually wired network is faster than wireless. Faster as well as more secure also. Faster and more secure. Faster means actually higher bandwidth and secure also. So that's why we have these two types of network. But this is actually called as a network here, because we know network means interconnection of two or more devices. So you can see number of devices are connected to the device switch. Okay? And this is nothing but a network here. So that's why network means interconnection of these two or more devices together is called as a network. Okay? Then second terminology you will get a networking. So networking means when you send your data, because communication in between these connected devices here, this is called as a networking. Interconnection is called as a network, means connection, and communication is called as a networking. Like when you send your data from one device to another device, it can be any data here, like audio, video, okay? Then any file, folders, resources, application. So that's why this is called as actually networking, because the main aim, or we can say main purpose of this networking is to exchange the information, and it can be any type of information here, data, any data, resources, hardware, software part here, then applications here. Okay? So that's why you can send this information. This is called as networking. So networking means actually communication. Yes.
What is the VLAS and VMAS?
Which one?
VLAS and VMAS.
Mesh.
No, sir. VLAS. VLES.
V.
VLAS, sir. We see and discussion about somewhere, sir, on Telegram.
No. I'm not getting in the which one? VE.
VLESS.
VLASS.
EAA. Yes, sir.
VLAS. No, actually, I don't know about this. This is so sorry. This one. This is VLA actually. Are you talking about VLA?
No.
This one, VLA. this see, VL is nothing but here, this is actually very large array actually. Okay? But this is nothing but here VLASS. This is nothing but here very large array sky survey. Okay? This is different actually, but not in CCNA in this one. Okay? So actually we are talking about networking here. Okay? So in this one, this networking means communication between these two or more interconnected devices here. Okay? This is nothing but here VLASS means data center actually. Okay. So in this one, because we know it can be any data here, okay? Cloud computing here, data center like this. Okay? So in this one, this networking means communication. Okay? So that's why the main purpose of this networking is to exchange the information from one device to another device here. Okay? Like suppose we have these devices here. So when you send a data from one device to another device, so this is communication. Like suppose if printer is connected here, and if you want to take this print, this is also communication. So that's why this communication is called as their networking. If you take your print here, or if you access this server here, because it can be any server here, as we discussed, there are different services here. It can be DHCP server, or it can be NTP server, FTP, TFTP, different services here, number of servers. So we can access this server here. Then if router is connected to ISP here, internet service provider, when you purchase the internet connectivity, so you can access your internet also in this device. This is also communication. So that's why this communication is called as networking. So network means interconnected devices together, two or more interconnected devices. Then communication between these two or more interconnected devices is called as networking. Then third terminology you will get here, internetwork. So what is meant by internetwork here? Any idea? What is internetwork? We know network means two or more devices are connected. This is called as a network. But what is internetwork?
It is a connection between two networks.
Two, or we can say more than two network here. Because it can be number of network, more than one, like 2, 3 like this. So that's why this is called as actually WAN connectivity, wide area network. So wide area network means when you connect a different network together, because this is only single network as we discuss here. Okay? Suppose in office organization we have this one building. So this is only one network here, and suppose this devices means this network is present in Chennai. Same we have this Hyderabad branch, Bangalore branch, Mumbai branch, different here. So this will be, and when you connect these different branches, different network together, so this is called as their internetwork. And communication between this interconnected network, this is called as their internetworking. Like suppose we have these three branches here, different location, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. Because we know we have this device here. So in this Chennai branch here, suppose we have this switch, and these different devices are connected. So if you send a data from one branch to another branch, but if the destination device is present outside the network, so you have to connect these branches here. So when you connect this branch, so this is called their wide area network, means internetwork actually. You can see this is network here, suppose in Chennai branch. This is nothing but actually local area network here, because when you connect all the device within a particular building, office, so this is called as a LAN network, local area network, which cover a smaller area. So we have the Chennai branch local area network, Hyderabad branch local area network. But right now you can see, suppose we have this source device. Okay. Then we have this destination device. But you can see source and destination are present outside the network, means different location, Chennai, Hyderabad. So we have this one local area network, LAN. This type of network is called as a LAN. This is also Hyderabad branch local area network. And when you, because we know this is straight through cables here, or we can use optical fiber also in this one. It's straight through cable to connect different types of device, or for very high speed here, we can also use their OFC, optical fiber cable. But actually this connectivity is called as a WAN here, wide area network, WAN. So WAN means here when you connect your router to router here. So this is called as a WAN connectivity, router to router connectivity. So this is also through optical fiber, but you have to purchase this connectivity from service provider, and you have to pay for this connectivity because this is through OFC, optical fiber cable. So first we have to purchase this connectivity from the service provider, and service provider will provide this connectivity through optical fiber, and then we can connect. Okay. So number of branch we can connect as per our requirement. So this is called as their inter-network, because different networks are interconnected, but directly communication is not possible. You cannot directly send your data from Chennai to Hyderabad after WAN connectivity. So that's why we know we have this practical share configuration. So first we require initial configuration. So in initial configuration, we have to assign the IP address on this router port here, LAN port, because this is connected to local area network. Then in WAN configuration here, second configuration WAN, we have to assign the IP address on router WAN port here, because router to router means WAN connectivity, and these are the WAN ports. So after first configuration, initial configuration, second configuration, WAN configuration. Then third one, we have to configure a routing, because without routing, you cannot send your data from one branch to another branch. Okay. So that's why suppose we have this two path here, because it can be number of path here, nothing but a routes here. So from source to destination, we have these two routes here, A and B. So we know router will not select any path here, either A or B directly, if routing is not configured. So that's why, as we discussed here, there are three types of routing here: static routing, dynamic routing, default routing. So when you manually select the path here for the router, so this type of routing is called as static routing. Then communication possible. Or when you configure dynamic routing protocol, so dynamic means automatic. And by using this dynamic routing protocol, router automatically will select your base path. So either we can configure static routing or dynamic routing. But in dynamic routing, we have to configure this dynamic routing protocols here on the router. So say after this WAN connectivity here, we
Sorry,
have
sir.
Yes.
Can you give an example of dynamic routing?
Okay. So dynamic routing means here, first one is static routing. You can see in static routing, router will not select any path here, either A or B. So manual configuration is required. So suppose in static routing, if I select here path A, so whatever will be the networks actually in between the source and destination, number of router, manually we have to add here. Okay. So in routing part, we will discuss how to use configuration and how to select the path here. Then if you select here path A, you have to write some configuration on both router, static routes here. Okay. Then router will send here this data through this path A, because these paths are for backup purpose actually. Because suppose if there is only one path here, Chennai to Hyderabad here, either in static routing or dynamic routing. If there is only one WAN, means router to router, this is WAN connectivity. And if this path is static routing here, static routes, so communication possible. But if in case, suppose if this path is failed here, so communication not possible, because we don't have any redundancy, means backup path here. There is no backup. So that's why for backup path, we have this path B, path C, number of router we can connect. Because if one path is failed, again we have this backup path here, second, third, like this. So in static routing, manually we have to select. And if you select your path A, suppose, this will be the base path, and router will send your data through this path here. And communication is also possible via this path A. This is static routing. Okay.
Okay.
But when you configure dynamic routing here, any routing protocol, suppose if you configure your OSPF protocol, open shortest path first. Okay. So on both router, we have to configure this protocol. So for each protocol configuration, we have the separate session, characteristics, configuration, working like this. This is just basic here. So we have to configure this routing protocol. So when you configure this routing protocol, and if this device is sending the data to the router here, then router automatically will select your path here, either A or B, because this is dynamic, and dynamic means automatic. No need to select any path here. Just we have to configure routing protocol. Suppose it can be any path here, because this will be actually faster path here, higher bandwidth. So that's why whatever will be the path, either A or B. Suppose router has selected here path B as a base path, for example, faster path here. Okay. So communication possible via this path. But in case if this path is failed here, so in dynamic routing, no need to select second base path. If base path is failed, router automatically will select second base path also. But in static routing, manually we have to select the base path, and if base path is failed, then we have to select second base path in static routing. So actually generally static routing, this is used for smaller type of network. And dynamic routing protocol is dynamic routing for medium size of network and large network. So in routing, we will discuss here static routing and dynamic routing after WAN connectivity. So it means without routing, communication not possible after WAN connectivity. So that's why when you connect here, one branch to another branch, this is inter-network here. And communication between this interconnected network, like when you send a data after routing, this communication is called as their inter-networking here. So inter-networking means communication between these two or more interconnected network. This is inter-networking. So without routing here, communication not possible. So that's why you will get this terminology here. Network, networking, inter-network, inter-networking. So actually this inter-network, nothing but in short, we can say internet here. Because internet is also massive network here. Internet. Where number of routers are connected, but public network, router to router connectivity. So that's why inter-network means internet here. In short, internet, or we can say net here. So that's why massive network actually, where number of routers are connected. So you will get this terminology here in basic of networking. And for routing part here, router configuration, WAN configuration, we have the separate session for each topic here. Static, dynamic routing, like this. So network means interconnection of two or more devices is called as network. And we know either it can be wired or wireless here, with cable or without cable, guided or unguided media. So the communication between two or more interconnected devices is called as networking, because we know communication means networking. Then internetworking, when you connect different network. Then establishing connectivity between devices with the help of hub, switch. But actually, we are not using a hub here, this network device, because instead of this hub device, we are using here switch device. So same you will get a network device here, hub here. So by using this hub device also, we can connect different devices together. But this is unnecessary broadcast device here. This device unnecessary will send a data to all devices here, source as well as all destination device here. So we are not using this device because this is not an intelligent device. So instead of this hub device to connect all the devices together in network here, we are using this intelligent device switch, because switch is called as an intelligent device here, and this is extensor cable. So number of device we can connect as per our requirement. So this is intelligent device because it works with MAC address here. Okay. So in next session we will discuss about NIC card, MAC address, because for communication two types of addresses are required here. Without this address, communication not possible. Okay. This is only connectivity, but inside each device you will get by default one address, which is called as their MAC address. This is the physical identity of that particular device which is connected in the network. Media access control address here, MAC address. Then second address we have, and no need to assign the MAC address. This is by default. You will get in this device here on NIC card. We have to assign actually IP address here, which is nothing but internet protocol address, either IPv4 or IPv6. So we have to understand this representation of MAC address, representation of IP address, different classification like this. So by using this both address communication possible here. Okay? Because without IP address communication is not possible. So that's why for each device here, after setting up the network, we have to assign here IP addresses here for this access point, PC, laptop, server, switch, router like this. IP address is required here. Then communication possible. Otherwise, here communication not possible here. So that's why establishing connectivity between devices with the help of hub, switch, and access point. Because access point AP means for wireless network for data communication here. So that's why these are the different terminology. Then you will get a different types of network here. So the first type is local area network, LAN. Then the second type of the network is MAN, metropolitan area network. And the third type of the network is wide area network. These are the basic types of network here. So what is meant by local area network here? As we discuss here, LAN network. So what is LAN here? Any idea? Local area network. So we know network means interconnection of two or more devices together. But you can see the word here local. So local means limited area which cover the smaller area. Such type of network is called as a LAN here. Local area network, like within a building, within a hospital, college, small office, small company. So this type of network is called as a local area. So that's why local area networks are used to connect interconnection of PCs and other network devices that are very close together in a limited area, such as floor of building itself, or within a campus. Like suppose we have this one building here for this particular office, organization, or company, and in this building here we have this device here, switch, and these devices are connected. Number of devices we can connect, because we know switch having different port here. So you can connect here 100 devices, 200, 500, 1000, depending on the requirement. We can connect here switch to switch also, and number of device we can connect. But you can see here without router also communication possible. Only data communication here. You can send your data within the office organization. Like suppose if you want to send your data from one device to another device, file, folder, like this. So communication is possible even without router also. Just by connecting switch here, you can send your data. Communication possible from one device to another device. Okay. But we know router is called their inter-networking device. If you want to access your internet, or if you want to connect different network together, in that case router is required here. So that's why we have to use a router also. Okay. So this local area network means, local means which cover a smaller area. So that's why for this local area network we have this range also, and the range is 10 meter to up to 1000 meter, means up to 1 kilometer. So that's why smaller area, because local means it cover a smaller area, like within a building, college, hospital, small office, company, a home network also. So this type of network is LAN here, local area network. So we have this one building here, and in this building suppose we have this office or company. So these devices are connected. So we know if router is not connected here, still communication possible here even without router also. Like suppose this there is no router here, so only switch here. So you can send your data, you can access the server. If you connect your printer here, so you can take your print also. So communication possible by using the switch, because all these devices are connected. But right now you cannot access internet because the router is not connected. You cannot send the data from one network to another network, different location. So router is required. Okay. So that's why we have this inter-networking device, router. Okay. So router is connected by using this straight through cable, or we can also use an optical fiber also, okay, in this local area network, or straight through cable. So this router is connected. So this router port is called as a LAN port here, because this is nothing but a local area network here. This network is called as a LAN here, local area network, within a particular building, office, like this. So that's why if this router is connected to LAN devices here, so this router port is called as a LAN port here, local area network port here, LAN port. So that's why in initial configuration we have to assign the IP address on this router port here, which is called as their initial configuration, first configuration here. Then we have to do the WAN configuration. So that's why this is nothing but a router WAN port here, wide area network port here, because router to router connectivity is called as a WAN connectivity. So we have this ISP side router here, you can see. So this is router to router. So that's why WAN connectivity, wide area network here. And we have to purchase this connectivity, internet connectivity from ISP here, internet service provider here, ISP. And we have to pay for this connectivity. This is also through optical fiber here. We have this connectivity here. And over the internet here, because we know, as we discussed here, internet means internetwork. And we know internetwork means where different networks are interconnected. This is called as internet. In short, sorry, internetwork. In short, internet here. Massive network here, where different networks are connected here. So that's why over the internet, there is ISP to ISP collaboration here. And number of routers are connected here. Different ISP side routers are connected here. Because internet is called as a public network. Nothing but a massive network here. So that's why this is nothing but internet here. So by using this router here, we can access our internet here. Like suppose we have the Gmail server, Google server. So in this local area network through this router, after some configuration here, like initial configuration is required, this configuration, first one. Then second configuration, routing configuration, means WAN configuration. Then third one, default routing is required. Third one, default routing to access the internet. And then we require a NAT configuration, network address translation. So that's why in practical we will discuss all these 4 configuration with configuration lab here, means practical labs with configuration command here. Then easily we can access our internet here. So for this topic we have actually practical also. Okay? In Cisco Packet Tracer we will discuss how to access the internet here. So this is LAN port and WAN port here. Then through this router we can access here internet here in this device here. So this is communication here. So that's why this network is called as a local area network, only this one. Because this internet nothing but a massive network. This is actually WAN network, router to router connectivity here. So we have this first type of network, local area network LAN here. Because suppose this local area network is present in Hyderabad here. We have this Hyderabad branch local area network, particular office building like this. So same we can connect a different branches here. But this is only local area network here. So that's why second type of network you will get a metropolitan area network. So metropolitan area network means within the particular city here, same city. So that's why metropolitan area networks are used to connect networking devices that may span around the entire city. Like suppose in Hyderabad we have this 2 branch here, Banjara Hills and Amirpet. So within the same city we have these 2 different LAN here. And if you want to send a data, so this is called as a metropolitan area network. So directly we can connect here switch to switch. But right now you can see these are the 2 local area network. Then communication possible. Even without router also we can also connect here. But actually in this metropolitan area network, when you connect this switch to switch, so actually this is not a crossover cable, because right now we have these 2 different local area network, LAN 1 and LAN 2. Location is different within the city here, suppose Hyderabad here. So this is not actually crossover cable. This is through optical fiber. Crossover cable we have to use in the local area network. Like suppose within the LAN here we have this one local area network. And then if you want to connect here switch here, and this both switch here, switch 1 and switch 2. If both switches are present in the same LAN here, in that case we have to use this crossover cable. But right now this is through optical fiber cable here. This is not a crossover cable. And we have to purchase this connectivity from local service provider, which will provide the connectivity through optical fiber cable here, LSP. So this connectivity through optical fiber here, optical fiber cable, this is provided by this LSP, local service provider. So we have to pay for this connectivity. Then here you can send a data from one device to another device, means one LAN to another LAN. Data communication is possible. Still we cannot access internet because router is not connected, only data communication. So that's why even without router also data communication possible, just by connecting switch to switch. But right now if you want to access your internet also, so you require a router. So this metropolitan means within the city here. So that's why we have this range 5 kilometer up to 50 kilometer within the particular city actually. So that's why metropolitan area network. But at the same time, if you want to access your internet either in LAN 1, LAN 2, so you can connect your inter-networking device router here. So this router is connected here, but still there is no internet connectivity, because first we have to purchase this connectivity, means internet connectivity from ISP, and we have to pay for this one. So this is internet service provider, ISP, and this is also through optical fiber here, ISP. Then we can access here internet here. But actually this will be costly, because suppose this is the network for Zoom group here. Zoom group having these 2 branch here in Hyderabad. First branch at Banjara Hills and Amirpet, means LAN 1 and LAN 2 support. So Zoom group actually has to pay for both here. This local service provider for this optical fiber connectivity and to this ISP for this internet connectivity here. So this will be actually costly. Okay. So only for data communication also you can directly connect if you want, without router also. So this type of network is called as a metropolitan. Or router to router, you can also connect within the same city. So that's why this is called as actually WAN connectivity, wide area network. So this is metropolitan area network. So that's why this will be costly actually. If you do not connect your router here, because if you connect router, then router will be connected to ISP. So we have to pay for both here, for this optical fiber connectivity to the local service provider and to this ISP also for this internet connectivity. So that's why this is not actually preferable. So we have this third type of network, which is wide area network. So wide area network means which connect two or more LAN present at different geographical location, and it can be any geographical location. So that's why this is called as wide area. Third type of network is wide area network. So this wide area network, so that's why we have this range also for this wide area network. And this different geographical location means here it can be within the city, or it can be outside the city, within the country, outside the country, means country to country also. So that's why this is wide area. It can be any geographical location within the city, outside the country, country to country, like this. So suppose we have this two local area network, but location is different here. So first local area network in Chennai here. So we have this Chennai branch local area network. Then we have the second branch, same within the Chennai also you can connect router to router or via switch to switch also, if you want. But suppose we have this Hyderabad branch router. And these are the two different local area network with different geographical location here. Then right now if you want to send your data from Chennai branch to Hyderabad branch here like this. So you require connectivity in between this router to router here. So you have to purchase this connectivity from service provider or ISP, internet service provider. Because this connectivity in between Chennai and Hyderabad branch router, either it can be private or it can be public. So that's why in this WAN here, you will get two types here. Private network and public network. So private network means, like suppose we have this Chennai branch router and this is Hyderabad branch router. So you can see in between this Chennai and Hyderabad, no other third branch is connected here. Only two branches are connected. So that's why point to point here. You can see no other third branch is connected here. So that's why private here, Chennai to Hyderabad here. And we have to purchase this connectivity from service provider, and this is also through optical fiber cable here, OFC. And this connectivity is provided by the service provider actually through optical fiber, and we have to pay for this connectivity. So when you purchase this connectivity through optical fiber here, so actually we have to use our private IP address. So that's why IP address we will discuss two types of IP, private IP and public IP. So any idea what is meant by private IP and public IP? Actually, we will discuss this topic in IP address in detail. But any idea what is private and public IP in IPv4? Yes, anyone? What is meant by private IP and public IP?
Public IP is
Public IP, which is provided by the internet, and
ISP.
private IP, which is we created in our router manually.
Not in router, for all the devices in the local area network.
All
Right?
the device, yes.
So public IP means, see, private IP address, this is free of cost. Okay? So in IP address we will discuss, because we have this class A IP, class B, class C. So in this network here, class A, class B, class C, some IP addresses are already reserved here. These are called as private IP. But you will get less private IP because free of cost here in each class. Okay? Then if you, but by this private IP directly you cannot access your internet. Okay? So to access the internet, public IP address is required, and public IP address is not free of cost. So you have to purchase this public IP from ISP, internet service provider, and private IP addresses are free of cost. So if it is private network, so we have to use private IP address. This is free of cost here. Any class we can select, class ABC, private IP in this configuration. But if it is public network, so we know internet means internet network, in short internet. So internet is public network because massive network where number of routers are connected here, ISP to ISP collaboration here like this. So public network. So public network, actually this is not a secure network because number of users are connected. So that's why when you purchase this public IP on this router WAN port, in WAN configuration, you have to assign your public IP address to access the internet. So in IP address, we will discuss what is private, public. Okay. Then we have to configure NAT also, network address translation, which will translate our private IP to public IP. So by the private IP address, we can also access your internet here, but one public IP address at least required. And through this NAT here, we can access your internet also. Okay. This is called as network address translation, which will translate our private IP to public IP. Okay. So in IP address, we will discuss this topic in details here. So if it is private WAN, so just we have to use private IP. If it is public network here over the internet, so public IP address. Okay. Then we will discuss how to identify the IP address also. Either it is private IP or public IP like this. In IPv4 we will discuss. So that's why public network means internet here, because this is our branch here, Chennai and Hyderabad. But ISP will not provide connectivity for only two users, Chennai, and suppose this is our branch. But ISP will provide connectivity for number of users here, and there are different ISP. So that's why number of users are connected at a time here. So this is called as a public network. Different users are connected, and there are different internet service provider. And hackers are also active 24/7 over the internet. So that's why public network is not secure. So this WAN, either it can be private or it can be public. And for this WAN also we have a separate session. Okay. In that session, we will discuss how to connect router to router here. So you can see, suppose we have this one WAN connectivity. So in this WAN connectivity here, we have these three local area network: Chennai branch local area network, then Hyderabad branch local area network. Suppose we have this particular company which having different branch. Okay? One branch in Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, like this, different location. So these are the local area network. So can you tell me this type of network here? Either this network is private or public WAN. This is WAN connectivity. But which type here? Private or public?
It's a private.
Private. Because this is private WAN here. Because these are the private IP addresses. So in initial configuration first on this router, we have to use this IP address. This is also private IP, okay, for the LAN network. So then these IP addresses, basically these are the class B IP. So these IP addresses are also private IP, free of cost. Any IP we can use. Same on this Hyderabad branch like this. So this is through optical fiber. These branches are connected. So this is point to point actually. So that's why this type of WAN is called as a private, because all these are the private IP addresses. These are not connected over the internet. Same when you connected these branches over the internet. Okay? So in practical also we will discuss how to connect these branches over the internet also. In that case we have to use public IP address here. Okay? So that's why first we have to understand what is private IP and public IP, because you can see in this entire topology here, all these are the private IP address. There is no single public IP address. These are the private IP address here, either for LAN as well as for WAN also. But if same when you connect these branches over the internet, you will get public IP address. Okay? So that's why we have to understand here representation and identification also. Class A, class B, class C, private IP, public IP like this. Okay? So suppose for example, if I write one IP address here, for example here 200.1.2.7. So can you tell me this IP address, either it is private or public? Just any idea? Because this topic we will cover in IP address in detail. Yes, any idea? Private or public?
Public.
Public, okay. So this IP address actually public IP, but class C here. Okay? So that's why we can easily identify this IP address. So after NIC card here we will discuss. And private IP means, suppose if I write this IP address 192.168.1. Any IP address. So this is private. Then 10 dot something, 170.16, 17, 18 up to 31. These are the private IP. So in IP address we will discuss, easily you can identify either the IP address is private or public. Okay. But here we have these two types of WAN here. So that's why it can be private or it can be public here. So if I connect this Chennai to Hyderabad here like this, point to point through optical fiber here, and we have to pay for this connectivity. So this is private WAN here. This is also called as enterprise access actually. Private network means enterprise access. Okay. And there are different WAN connectivity, lease line connectivity, MPLS. Okay. So in WAN, we will discuss here types of WAN also. Lease line connectivity, how to connect these branches through lease line, MPLS, VPN like this. So this is private network. Or when you connect these branches over the internet, suppose when you purchase the connectivity from ISP, internet service provider. Okay. So in that case here, this is public network. And we know public network is not a secure. So here we have to pay for this connectivity to the internet service provider ISP. But we know this is public network, hackers are active 24/7, and the main disadvantage of this public network is data security, because data is not secured over the internet. Okay. So first we have to do the initial configuration on each router, Chennai, Hyderabad, then WAN configuration, and we have to use their public IP address on this port. Then on this router port, this is private IP actually, and this will be the public IP address. Okay. WAN port, because these are connected over the internet here, otherwise private IP. But main disadvantage here, main problem is data security, because data is not secure. So when you send your data after initial WAN configuration and routing also, okay, because routing is required. And when you send your data from the Chennai branch to Hyderabad branch here, any data here. So this data is not secured here, because here ISP can see this data here, what we are sending from one branch to another branch. Hacker can easily hack this data also. So that's why over the internet, because this is public network, and we know public network is not a secure network. So that's why data is not secured over the internet. So how we can secure the data here? Any idea? Which configuration is required over the internet to encrypt the data, to secure the data? On both router Chennai and Hyderabad, we have to write means we have to do the configuration. But which configuration?
Firewall.
Firewall is also there, but firewall is the network security device here actually, which prevent the unauthorized access. So you can connect your firewall also, this one. So if there is any unauthorized access, this one is prevented. But actually to secure the data over the internet here, this one. Firewall will prevent unauthorized access from the unauthorized access over the internet here. But actually we have to configure here VPN, virtual private network, to encrypt the data here. So that's why in this VPN here you will get different types here. First one you will get here GRE, generic routing encapsulation. This is actually tunnel here. So first we have to create a virtual tunnel. Then because GRE, this is only tunneling protocol. This does not provide any encryption. Encryption means data security. So GRE is only protocol, tunnel. This is not encryption here. Okay. So encryption is provided by this IP security VPN, or we can also configure SSL VPN, secure socket layer VPN. So that's why with GRE you can configure IP security or SSL VPN. Then data will be encrypted and no one can see this data here. So that's why first here we have to create tunnel here, which is virtual. So to create tunnel on both router Chennai and Hyderabad, we have to write some configuration command. And suppose if configuration is configured. So in security part here, we will discuss how to create this tunnel also in practical. So suppose this GRE tunnel is created, but right now data is not secured. So you can configure IP security or SSL VPN. Okay. Then IP security VPN is also configured here. And this is GRE, generic routing encapsulation tunnel. And tunnel, this is actually not physical. This is virtual, because still we have this physical connectivity through optical fiber from the ISP. The tunnel is only virtual here. So that's why this is called as a virtual private network, because this is virtual tunnel in between Chennai and Hyderabad here. So right now data will be encrypted with IP security VPN, and no one can see this data here. And data will be forwarded through this virtual tunnel here from one branch to another branch. So that's why this is called as a side-to-side VPN, or we have this remote access VPN also like this. So whatever will be the data will be encrypted and data will be forwarded through this virtual tunnel, Chennai to Hyderabad there with encryption. No one can see this data. So that's why this is called as a virtual private network, VPN, for data security. So in security topic here, we will discuss this VPN here, virtual private network, side-to-side VPN, remote access VPN, then NAT configuration. So that's why this is nothing but WAN connectivity. And actually for VPN, WAN, we have the separate session here. So that's why this LAN here, it can be any location here. Either it can be private or it can be public. This one is private network. Because router to router here, not over the internet. So private here. Otherwise, through internet also, we can also connect here. Okay. Then this is called as a wide area network. So it means router to router connectivity is called as a WAN connectivity because location will be different here. Okay. So you can send a data from one LAN to another LAN which are present at different geographical location. And we know this geographical location, it can be any location here. So that's why this internetwork, in short, internet, because we know where number of networks are connected, so internetwork, in short, internet. So that's why internet is a massive network of network, a networking infrastructure, which connects there millions of computers together globally, forming a network in which any computer can communicate with any other computer as long as they are both connected to internet. So we know without router only data communication possible within the LAN here. So that's why this router should be connected to ISP side router. So this is called as a WAN connectivity, router to router. And over the internet, number of routers are connected. There is ISP to ISP collaboration, number of networks here. So that's why internetwork, nothing but here internet. And we can access here internet through this router also. But we have to do some configuration on the router, like initial WAN configuration, default routing, NAT configuration. So that's why these are the types of network here. Then we have this one more type of network which is called as actually campus area network, CAN. So this network we will discuss in switching part actually. 4 type of network campus. So campus area nothing but here. Suppose for particular campus within a college, hospital, company, if you want to connect a different local area network together here, like suppose we have this building 1 here, and this building 1 means LAN 1 here, local area network 1. Then we have this building 2 means LAN 2. Then we have this building 3 here, LAN 3, LAN 4. So number of local area network we can connect in particular campus here. So that's why this type of network is called as a campus area network, and the range will be 1 kilometer up to 10 kilometer here. This is the range for campus area network here. So we have this campus area network 4 types here. Then the 5th one is personal area network here. So personal area network means for personal use here. So that's why when you connect here all the devices here like mobile phone, laptop, okay, number of device for personal use. So this is called as PAN here, personal area network. And this CAN means campus area network here. Okay. So just by connecting here switch to switch here, we can connect here different LAN together within the particular campus. So that's why this is called as campus area network. Okay. So in switching topic, we will discuss how to connect LAN to LAN here by using switches here. So these are the some basic types of network here. Then if you want to set up a network, like suppose if you want to set up a network for particular office, company. So can you tell me which type of network components are required here if you want to set up a network here? So how you can set up a network? Like suppose we have this one organization or company, and we have to set up here network. So which network components are required here? Like how we can set up a network here?
PC,
By
laptop,
which device?
server,
Yes.
switches,
Switches.
Switches, server.
Switches,
Means
router,
actually,
server, host.
yes, correct. It means we know we require here network devices. This one. These are the network devices, Cisco devices here. So we require here this network devices as well as host also. Host means PC, laptop, server, printer, IP phone like this. So that's why both types of devices are required to set up a network here. You can see these are the network devices here: router, switch, access point, and these are the host here: printer, laptop, server. This one. So both types of devices are required to set up a network. Okay. But actually, first we require here NIC card, which is called as a network interface card. So inside each device here, whatever will be the device, if the device is connected to the network, so you will get here NIC card inside the device. Either it can be wired NIC or wireless NIC. So that's why depending on the NIC card, you will get your network here. Either it is wired NIC or wireless NIC. So in next session, we will discuss this NIC card in the details. So that's why suppose we have this router. So this is actually an IC card here. This port is connected to NIC. These are also same in this devices here. PC, laptop, server, all these are the NIC card here. Network interface card. Without NIC card, device will not connected to the network here. So NIC card is required. If it is wired NIC, so this type of network is called as a wired network. And you will get a speed of NIC card here, actually this one, port here. So in next session, we will discuss here what is NIC card. Okay. Then on this NIC card, you will get here one address here, physical address. So any idea what is the name for this address, which is the physical identity of that particular device? By default, you will get one address on the NIC card. So what
MAC
is the name?
address?
Which one?
MAC address?
MAC address. So correct. So that's why on each NIC card, you will get by default MAC address here, which is assigned by the manufacturer. Okay. So in next session, we will discuss how to represent MAC address for Windows operating system, Linux, Cisco operating system, IS, because there is different representation, 48-bit, okay, which is also called as a physical address or hardware address also present on the NIC card. But by default, devices does not have any IP address. Devices by default having MAC address. So this MAC address is the unique identity of that particular device. But only MAC address is not sufficient for the communication purpose. So we have to assign the IP address also. Devices by default having MAC address here on the NIC card. Suppose we have this wireless NIC, you can see through antenna this inside this device you will get a wireless NIC. So this device is connected. It means this NIC card having MAC address. So that's why this PC is connected with this network here, entire network. So this device having its unique identity for this network here, and this is called as a MAC address. So that's why this NIC is called as an interface between this computer and the network here. Because if device does not have NIC card, any device, so you cannot connect this device to the network here. So that's why device should have at least one NIC card in order to connect to the network, or if you want to access your internet, either wired NIC or wireless NIC. So if it is wired NIC, so wired network. Wireless NIC, so wireless network here. So that's why it depends on the NIC card. And you will get a more speed of wired NIC. So that's why wired network is faster because of this speed of NIC card here. Network interface card. So in next session, we will discuss in detail what is NIC like this. Okay. Then here you will get here network interface card NIC. Then the second one is here media. And media nothing but here cables here. So that's why if it is wired media, means guided actually. So in media you will get two types. So guided media means wired network here. And we have these types of cable: optical fiber cable, twisted pair cable, coaxial cable. And unguided means wireless network here. This is unguided media here. So in unguided media, you will get a radio frequency, RF waves, infrared, like this, without cable here. So that's why unguided media. So in media part here, we will discuss two types here: guided with cable and unguided for wireless network without cable. Then network devices here. Okay. So actually this topic we will discuss in next session here. You can see what is NIC card. Okay. Then this NIC card which is present inside the device, you will get a MAC address, representation, speed. Okay. This topic we will cover in next session. Then after this NIC card here, we will discuss about cables here, because in media you can see there are two types: guided with wired. So we can use our coaxial cable, twisted pair cable, optical fiber cable, UTP, STP, this type. And by using this twisted pair cable, we can make a straight through and crossover cable actually. Because we know these are the cables here, straight through, crossover. These are basically twisted pair cable. Okay. So you will get here a crossover and straight through. And because in twisted pair cable, you will get unshielded and shielded. And there is color coding also. And you will get different category: Cat 5, Cat 5e. In media part, we will discuss here all this category: Cat 6 here, 7 and 8 also, with bandwidth here, speed, data transfer rate here. So that's why we have this first cable, twisted pair. Coaxial cable is generally not preferable because very heavy here, bulky. Then optical fiber is also used. So this is wired network. And unguided means wireless, infrared and radio frequency. So in media part here, we will discuss these types of cable in details here. Okay. Then this network device here, because we know we require switch, router, firewall, okay, access point, WLC, different devices here. Okay. So firewall is nothing but basically this is network security device which is used to prevent unauthorized access and it works on some policies here. Okay? So that's why we have this some networking devices here. So this is about just basic of network here. So, and we know this network here, either it can be wired network or it can be wireless network here. Okay? So in next session here, we will discuss all these topics here, like how to set up a network, what is NIC card, then this media, this cable part, and wireless also, and network devices. Because for network device, for each network device, we have the separate session here, like a router, switch, access point, like this. Okay? So first in next session, we will discuss this NIC card and media, then IP address. And easily you can set up a network here. So that's why we require devices, NIC card, okay? Then this network devices, then this media, because this is nothing but media here. And this is also media, but unguided. And this is guided media, means cable actually. Because the main purpose of this media is to transport the bits. And bit nothing but data actually, 0 and 1 combination here. So that's why we have this basic of networking here. So in next session, we will discuss here about this NIC card and cable share media. So daily we have this 2-hour session here, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So in next session, I will share my contact number here, and you can join the WhatsApp group. And in that WhatsApp group, you will get all the study material, CCNA, and this packet tracer link also. And daily you will get recorded video on your mail ID, so you can download. Okay? And you have to save this recorded video. Yes, any doubt in this topic here as we discuss basic of networking?
Sorry, sir, I have one question. How many devices maximum you can connect in one LAN or on one switch?
One switch, it depends on our requirement. Suppose you can see in our office or company, suppose we have this 500 device, for example. Okay, 500 devices means, like suppose we have this marketing department, HR department, IT, finance, like this. So for single switch, you cannot connect 500 device. So how you can connect 500 device? Like suppose we have this one switch here, and this switch having, for example, 96 or 48 port. Suppose we have this 48 port. So by using single switch, you cannot connect
another switch.
Yes. So in that case, you require switch to switch connectivity, second switch here. Again, you will get a 48 port, or you can take a different port also, like 96 also. Suppose we have this 48 port, you can take a 96 port also, or a 24 port switch also, depending on our requirement. Whatever we have this switch here, otherwise same port also. So you can see here directly you can take 96 also, like this. Okay? So we have this port here, or suppose instead of this 48, if I directly use a 96 port here. So it depends on our requirement here. Number of device we can connect here, 96 port and 96. Again, we have to take care some switch here. Then switch 3, switch 4, like this. So total 6 switches are required here actually. If you want to connect here 500 devices, total 6 switch here. So that's why by using this 6 switch here, you can connect here 500 devices. But again, some port will be available here. Then you can connect these devices here in this one.
Okay. And is there any limitation on the router to connect how many switches I can connect on one router?
Yes, because router having limited port here. Okay? Switch having higher port density as compared to router, because if I take here suppose one router, any series here, 2628, like this, different series. Then if I take this switch here, okay, switches are also available with different series, L2 switch, L3 switch. So you can see this switch having higher port density as compared to router. And number of port on the router, it depends on actually slot number. This is switch here. So you can see these are the port here. 12 plus 12 means total 24 port here. So this is 24 port switch. You can connect here maximum 24 devices here. But we have this some port also, uplink port for very high speed. Otherwise, regular ports is 24 here. So you can connect only 24 devices to this switch here. But if you want to connect more than 24, so in that case, again you require here second switch here. Again you can connect at 24 here, like this. Again, if you want to connect device, again you can connect switch here. So in that case, we require switch to switch connectivity by using crossover cable, or we can also use optical fiber also. So in that case, number of device we can connect as per our requirement here, whatever we have this requirement. So in that case, it depends on switch to switch connectivity, because switch is having higher port density as compared to router. Okay? On this router, you cannot connect number of devices here because router having limited ports here. Because there is slot number on the router, you can see. So that's why we can connect a number of devices here, you can see, within the local area network. 100 device, 200, 500, 1000 like this. So switch to switch connectivity is required here. But on this router here, suppose router having 2 slots here. We have this one router. So in this router by default, suppose we have this only one switch here. So if you try to connect this router to switch, but right now on this router there is only one port. Okay. So that's why if I connect by the straight through cable here, you can see router to this fast Ethernet actually. Okay. In next session we will discuss what is Ethernet, fast Ethernet, because this port is connected to NIC card. Ethernet, fast Ethernet. So for fast Ethernet, bandwidth means speed will be 100 Mbps. Then this is connected to switch. So right now router having only one port here. So you cannot connect second switch here right now. You can see. If you try to connect your second switch, there is no port available. You cannot connect to auxiliary or console. Right now there is only one port. But again, suppose if you want to connect here switch number 2, 3, 4. So in that case, by default you can see there is no port here. Only one port, this one. Fast Ethernet, RJ45. But still we have these slots here available. And number of port on the router depends on the slot number. So in this slot, we can add here module, Ethernet port, fast Ethernet port like this. So first we have to turn off the router and these are the module. So if you add here one Ethernet port, so you can connect one switch again. Then if you add here NM4E, you can connect here 4 switches because we are adding this port here in this slot. So that's why number of port on the router depends on the slot number. Right now we can connect here more number of switches also available port. Okay. But router having lower port density as compared to switch. Switch having higher port density. Okay. So that's why switch is a network device which is used to connect different devices together, and router for WAN connectivity actually, router to router connectivity.
Okay. Thank you.
So number
Sir,
of
switch to switch connectivity for connect switch to switch. Sometimes we use Cat6 cable and
Yes.
sometimes we use fiber cable. So have
Yes.
its any limitation or distance
no,
area?
actually optical, see, Cat6 means here. So you will get a speed here, data transfer rate here, this one. So for Cat5 here, you will get here 100 Mbps. Then for Cat5, 500 Mbps speed. Then for category 6, Cat means category 6 here, you will get here 1000 Mbps here. If you require more speed, more than 1000 Mbps, so in that case, you can use your optical fiber also. And for optical fiber, we have the separate port on the switch, you can see. So suppose this port here, these are regular port here. Okay? But if you require more speed, more than 1000 Mbps, so these ports are available. These are called as an uplink port. So this uplink port depends on the series of the switch. You can also connect through optical fiber. Then in this slot here, you have to add SFP module for optical fiber. So either we can use your twisted pair cable, means crossover cable, any category Cat5, Cat6, or we can also use optical fiber for very high speed here. So both types of cable we are using in the local area network. Twisted pair means crossover straight through, as well as optical fiber. So in media part, we will discuss here how to connect the devices and types of cable color coding like this, optical fiber, then copper media, electromagnetic waves like this. So we can use here either optical fiber. This is actually crossover cable. We can also use your optical fiber, but for very high speed is data transmission here, data transfer rate. Otherwise, any category cable. So that's why depending on this category as well as this speed of NIC card also, we have to select the cable also. Okay. So in next session, we will discuss what is NIC card and how to select the cable here, category 5, category 6. It depends on speed of NIC card. If suppose speed of this NIC card is 10 Mbps, or suppose for example 1000 Mbps here, you can see. This is the speed of NIC card port here, 1 Gbps. So in that case, if you require total speed, data transfer rate 1000 Mbps, so you cannot select Cat5 or Cat5e because you will get only 100 Mbps, 500 Mbps. If you require the full speed, in that case, you have to select Cat6 or Cat7 or Cat8. But these are costly actually, 7 and 8. Okay? So generally we are using up to Cat6 here. Cat6, Cat6A also like this. So depending on the speed of NIC card, we have to select here cable here. This two-state pair cable. Okay. By using color coding, we can also make here straight through. And this crossover and straight through means actually these are the category cables here. First, we have to select a two-state pair cable, any category. These are the category cable here. Then by using color coding, we have to make either straight through and crossover. So in media part, we will discuss what is two-state pair cable, UTP, STP, how to make a straight through cable, crossover cable by using color coding, and different category cable also. Okay, in media part here. Yes, any other doubt? So today we'll stop here, guys. Okay. We will continue from next session.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye, all of you.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
can I send something in group?
In next session, I will create WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay.
No, sir. Here I can message.
Yes, you can send
You have
in
to
chat
send.
box. Okay. I will do.
Sir, check please.
Okay, just wait.
Sir, I can't send it email, sir.
No, write message, not image.
Okay,
You
sir.
can type the message only in this one. Are you sending image or picture here?
I want to show you something, sir. But there is no image supported, so I can send a text.
You can write only in this one. So for image or picture here, you can send in WhatsApp group actually. Okay. So in next session, I will create WhatsApp group. In that group, you can send. Okay. In WhatsApp group, if you have any
Okay,
doubt.
okay, sir. Check it, sir. I send it a text.
In text, okay, just wait. Chat. Yasir. Yasir Aklak. Mire. Are you this one SSH? Are you talking about SSH? Yasir. Secured shell here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir.
So this is nothing but actually remote login protocol, secure shell. Okay. So like suppose if you want to access any networking device remotely, in that case we have this SSH secure shell as well as telnet service also. So you will get here SSH client, SSH server here. Then practical also we will discuss about this remote login protocol actually. SSH server and SSH client.
Sir,
This is also
using
telnet.
this SSH, we can use unlimited internet, sir.
No, not internet. This is actually remote login protocol. Remotely you can take access. Remote access means are you talking about this server or service here? SSH server or service in this one? Actually, you are not talking about SSH. You are talking about WebSocket server or VPN, right?
Yes, sir.
In mobile phone.
Mobile phone also, sir, use in laptop, computer also, sir. Sometime using IP address.
Yes. So you can also connect through SSH here. Because this SSH nothing but here, it provides here actually encryption here. And Telnet does not provide any encryption. So that's why by using this SSH also secure communication here for encryption. Secure means encrypted text here, encryption. So that's why this connection will be secured actually, okay, for SSH. This is remote login protocol. Okay. So you can also use proxy server also if you are using this for mobile phone or laptop also. Secure shell. Okay.
Oh,
Actually, you have to download here this application. Okay. So you can directly download this application here, D2Ray. Okay.
right,
For
sir.
SSH. For SSH. So there are different website here. You can directly download here. Okay. For mobile phone also, laptop also like this, and you will get a secure connection. This is free
Sir,
actually, right?
I have a question, but can I ask here or not, sir?
Which type? Networking related?
Sir, yes, networking related, sir, but it's legal or illegal, I don't know, sir, because I'm
So,
using on
I will share my contact number.
recommended by friends.
Okay. So I will share my contact number. You can ask in WhatsApp group or you
Okay,
can
sir.
directly call me. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. Bye. Okay. Bye, all of you.
Bye. I
Bye,
love you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.